Welcome to LOA Today. Walt Thiessen, Carlos Balasquita, and life coach Linda Armstrong here on this Friday, November the 23rd, 2018. It is 4 p.m. New York time. That's 1 p.m. Los Angeles time, 9 p.m. London time, and 8 a.m. in Sydney, Australia. Good morning, Sydney, Australia. Hope you're doing well on this fine morning. And we are in the aftermath of Thanksgiving here in the United States. Thanksgiving Day was yesterday, and so we're all stuffed full of turkey and whatever wonderful things we were eating on our Thanksgiving feasts. And Carlos, we were talking a little bit before Thanksgiving. You gave me like a little flavor of what your Thanksgiving is with your family, but you guys have some pretty cool stuff. You're more than just a traditional Thanksgiving meal, aren't you?
Yeah, we actually put we got a pig roast, so we put it on a rotisserie.
Yeah.
Thing. Yeah, we actually threw the turkeys on there too. So
oh my goodness!
Well, let's all cook the same, over the same heat. So
wow.
Yeah, it was pretty good times.
Very good.
A lot of family around. Yeah.
And Linda, I presume you had a wonderful Thanksgiving as well?
Yep, I sure did.
Got to see family and friends and so forth, which is always a wonderful thing. We've had a few emails from listeners that I want to mention. First of all, I want to acknowledge Nasha, who is one of our listeners from Middle East, and she is loyal. I mean, she is so loyal. She has been sharing every video she can possibly find of ours that she watches with friends and family and so forth, and getting them to become subscribers and so forth. I mean, she's one of our best advocates. So I just want to do a little shout out to Nasha. Thank you so much. And we had this really nice email. Actually, I've been doing an email exchange with Beth Ann, who lives here in the U.S. in South Carolina. And I just wanted to read the first email that she sent because, I mean, it just really it touched right to my heart. And I shared it with you guys, but I wanted to share it with the audience as well. She says, I've been meaning to email you for at least a week now. The LOA podcast has made an enormous impact on me and my everyday life. Thank you. I am 51 and I live in coastal South Carolina. I have been through some incredibly difficult times in my life, and during those times I always attempted to search for ways to stay positive. And back in 2000 or so, I found Sylvia Browne's writings, as well as Eckhart's The Power of Now and Gary Zukav's book, Seed of the Soul. These books helped me a great deal, but it wasn't until 2009 that I made an enormous change in my life and began to heal. Since 2009, I have continued to search and grow, and my life is, finally, absolutely filled with love and joy and light. It was around this time as well that I watched the documentary The Secret. Finding your podcast approximately 3 to 4 weeks ago, however, has absolutely skyrocketed my excitement for life and the law of attraction, and also now for Neville Goddard. I travel a great deal for work, so I cannot always listen and participate live, but I have subscribed and listened to every podcast. Some of them I listened to more than once. My favorite guests or co-hosts are Joel, Cindy, Linda Armstrong, and Louie. I also love Astrid. I just can't thank you enough for doing the work that you do. I hope you never stop because you are making a difference in people's lives, definitely mine. Many years ago, during some of the toughest part of my journey, I studied Reiki and got my Reiki 1 and 2 certifications, but only used it really on myself and occasionally family members. And when I learned about Jinshin Jitsu on your podcast, I became so excited to learn more. I have attached a photo of all the books that I have acquired since I found the podcast. I take notes during the Neville podcast, too. I don't have my Neville decoder ring yet, but almost. I wish you and your family to have a wonderful, joy-filled Thanksgiving. What a wonderful email that was. I just want to say thank you, Beth Ann, for sending that out because, well, we've mentioned before, we love hearing from our listeners, but, I mean, that was a beautifully written one, so thank you very much. And
yeah, super sweet.
Oh, very sweet, very sweet. And she's not the only one to have a story today to tell, because Carlos, you were giving us a hint beforehand about something that you've had going on. So you want to tell your story?
Well, yeah, I was just kind of mentioning briefly that we did kind of a group healing that was started from the Power of 8, I think, and then we kind of morphed that session into a group healing. And yeah, I've been struggling with just finding money. Usually money is very fluid and it would just show up, and so I'm very allowing in that way. And I don't know, it's just, I think it's maybe has to do a little bit with my career change recently and just being in an uncomfortable place. I couldn't even imagine getting money again because I hadn't had a corporate paycheck or something that's like very on schedule and so long. So it's almost like I couldn't imagine even having money come into my life. And then, we did that little healing and, really just, I focused a lot on the allowing. And, after that, it just seemed like, kind of finding, money as it comes in. And again, it's more of, instead of finding, it's just kind of, now I'm allowing it again, to come and find me. So, definitely excited today.
Can I just run through the beliefs that we worked on in that show?
Please.
You'll remember it and it'll start to really make even more sense.
Yeah.
We did the law of attraction works for me. It's easy for me to manifest my desires. I'm good enough to get what I want. I believe in myself. I believe in my abilities. I know inspiration when it comes. I trust that the universe, that I'm always supported by the universe. I'm open to receive and I'm able to receive. So we did those and, you put yourself into that receiving mode. It's great.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And those were the two, when you were talking about, we were really, in meditating on the energy and when those two things we were talking about, really hit me the most. And that's how I knew that's what I needed at that time, But so it's, we'll see what happens after today. Maybe, it should be even better.
And
it's all about money.
I was just realizing that there may have been a delay in the hookup of the Facebook live streaming. I verified it's now working, so people may not have caught the beginning of that, but that's right. If you're listening to the live stream and you missed the first few minutes of this, when we're all done, just go listen to the podcast recording. That way you'll be able to pick up the whole thing. And plus, we'll have a video on YouTube when all's said and done. But today we are going to kind of do part 2, so to speak, of what you were talking about, Carlos, that session we did 2 weeks ago. And, of course, our energy coach extraordinaire, Linda Armstrong, is going to lead us in that. So, Linda, I'm going to turn things over to you and let you, as Jackie Gleason said, take it away.
All right. So, I came up with a bunch of beliefs that are pretty common, and I'm hoping I can get to all of them today. And we only do have this hour, and not even a full hour.
Right.
Because we're talking now, we'll talk a little at the end. But so I'll just run through the money beliefs that I'm hoping to work on, and we'll see as the energy flows, we'll see what happens, and I'm sure it'll be perfect because, Spirit will send us what we need. So we're going to be working on, money doesn't grow on trees. I mean, how many times have you heard that?
Oh, yeah.
Money doesn't grow on trees. Money is hard to come by. It takes money to make money. Money is the root of all evil. It's selfish to want money. Rich people are bad. Money is not that important. More money, more problems.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not good with money. It's not spiritual to have money. That's a big one for a lot of people. I don't deserve good things, and money can't buy happiness.
One of my favorite ones is the one that Jack Canfield says, who do you think I am, Rockefeller? That was what he heard from his father a lot when he was growing up.
Yeah. Well, and Rockefeller, I mean, people think not, you go to that, the rich man is evil.
That's right. Oh, yeah.
About that, right?
Absolutely,
so,
yeah.
That's stuff we just grow up with it. It's everywhere in the media. It's repeated. People don't realize how they repeat these things that don't help anyone. Not them, not the people they're talking to. It's like really the wrong story to have downloading into our very cells of our body. So
Right.
the work that I'm going to do today is going to work to clear that energy that you're holding in the cells of your body, because your body does store everything. And so I wanted to go over, and I don't think I did it the last time, but while I'm doing these beliefs, you might feel energy leaving. Now you could feel that in a lot of ways. A lot of times it's yawning, burping, goosebumps. You might feel hot. You might feel cold. I mean, there's different sensations that when we get quiet and you get aware of your body, you might start to feel and experience. And that's a good thing, right? Sometimes there's a little discomfort. And when that comes in, usually that's because there's some resistance in the way of clearing this belief. Because, your subconscious mind thinks that it's a good thing. Otherwise it wouldn't be there, right? But it's not a good thing. It's holding you back. So that's what we'll do. We'll work to clearing these beliefs, letting them go, downloading new ways of being. believing and just, new programs to instill into your subconscious mind that can, take you forward on your journey. So, you guys have anything to add before I start, or are you just ready to go?
Just a comment from one of the listeners. Yay, happy I caught you. Happy Thanksgiving holiday. So I think we're in a good place.
Okay. All right, great. All right, so even for you guys, and I know, Walt, you keep monitoring everything, but as much as you can, you just want to get into that quiet, peaceful place. Mm-hmm. So I would just invite everybody to work with their breath. And the more you do that, the easier it gets. But really, your breath, if you stop breathing, you don't have life anymore, right? This is life force energy. This is it. Ki, chi, prana. This is you. So we're going to use your breath to take you to that very centered part of you, the part of you that knows that you are unlimited and that you can actually manifest anything that you want in your life. We're just going to lift all these other layers of energy that doesn't serve you. So for now, just with your eyes closed, really taking the time to be present wherever you are. Hopefully you're not driving or anything like that. And if you are, you can listen to it, but then maybe go home and experience it where you can just sit quietly with no interruptions. So it's kind of like you're just going to unplug. So we're going to use your breath. Deep breath in, slow, easy breath out. Your breath will always calm you and take you to that quiet place. If you're ever feeling anxious or anxiety about anything, you'll notice that your breath gets kind of shallow and tight, so we just want to loosen that up. Maybe feel your shoulders drop. Allow your shoulders to drop. Just relax. Maybe stretch a little bit. Take another deep, healing, cleansing breath in. And maybe let out a Feeling your breath leave. Feeling that vibration go through your body as you say, right? You're really just letting your body know, I'm taking this time out for me right now. And so I want to start by working on some of these beliefs. So they're common beliefs we hear all the time. And what I want to do is I'm just going to go through this list and I'm just going to pull beliefs. And what I do is I just send it to the light, whatever you want to call that, source, universe, God, spirit, you name it, that energy that makes up everything and all things. We're going to pull this belief that is not supporting you, send it to the light, and have it be transformed to something that does serve you. And so whatever comes in is whatever I'm going to say. We're just going to I say we because it's not me. I'm channeling this energy. We're going to download this energy into every single cell of your body, no matter where you are and no matter when you're listening. The energy will just flow, even if you're seeing this hours later, a week later, whenever. So we'll start with that first belief. We'll kind of touch on the money doesn't grow on trees and money is hard to come by, because really that's a belief. That's it right there. It's hard to come by. They say it doesn't grow on trees, like as if there's a scarcity of it. When actually paper money actually does come from trees, doesn't it? It shows you how false that belief is right there, true. Right? So we'll just take those beliefs. We're going to send them to the light, letting it go. You no longer need it. It is not supporting you. If it had a purpose at one point, it's over. Let that belief go and just want to download for you. Yeah, I'm just hearing, money is good. Money is love. So imagine that. We want to replace any beliefs, say that money is evil. Let's pull that one at the same time, being that this is what wants to come in. And we're just downloading, transforming those beliefs, the ones I've already mentioned, into money is love, because money is just energy. So would you like to know what it feels like to believe within your system and to find your own way of knowing that money is love, that money creates good things in the world, that money has that power when backed with love to create wonderful things, wonderful opportunities, not just for you, but for the people you love, for society. The more abundance you can allow of money, the more you're able to reciprocate that money out in the world, because it's just a cycle. You just want to have this open flow. So would you like to know what it feels like to be open to receive money, to not fear letting go of money, to allow this beautiful flow of money coming in, going out, knowing that you always have more than enough? So would you like to know what that feels? Just download that into your cells. I'm always attracting more than enough money for me. Would you like to know what it feels like to believe that money is good? That money does good things in the world. You know, letting go of all those stories in the media, because, you know, they're reporting on negativity because negativity sells. We want to replace that. We want to ask Spirit what it would be like to allow all these good stories of all the good that money does in the world, how much it helps other people. It's just an energy. It's a means of exchange. Would you like to know what it feels like to feel deserving of money, to allow yourself to know that you are good enough to create and share and express what lights you up in your life and receive abundance in money in all forms in replace of that energy that you're sending out? So it's just this flow of energy. So we want to take any beliefs that reside in your system that money is the root of all evil. Time to let that go. So all of these things so far that are coming through are pointing to how money is good, how money supports you in your life, and how you are worthy and capable of attracting and receiving and allowing this abundance to come to you in this form. This is why it's coming through. Money is love, because everybody can open to love. Some have difficulty with it, but we believe love is good. Love is love. Love is beautiful, right? So why not have money be of that same energy? Money is love. It's safe for me to have money. So that's a good one. Okay, thank you for reminding me of that one, Spirit. Let's pull any and all beliefs that you hold that tell you that it's not safe for you to have money. So this is the kind of thing that would go back into even past lives. I mean, throughout history, many people of wealth were killed, hated. And so if you had that experience, you may make a vow, oath, or decision that would prevent you and forbid you from having money, because money means bad things will happen to you. So we're just pulling all of that. So right now I'm going to clear for you any vows, oaths, decisions you have ever made that dictate to you, that make you believe that it's not safe for you to have money. So we're just pulling all of that out of your system. Also releasing all the energetic and mental and emotional ties that exist between you and all of the times when you've experienced in some way it not being safe for you to have money, it not being good for you to allow money, to be a holder of money. To let all those energy ties, and boy, I'm feeling that big. So I think a lot of you are experiencing that. So let's just let that go, let that energy flow. And downloading for you what it feels like to feel and to know that you are safe no matter how much money you have. So let's lift all those vows, oaths, or decisions that compel you and make you limit the amount of money you can hold. Letting that go. Opening you up, opening up this channel to allow this flow of love, this flow of money. So it seems like this is a big theme with what wants to come through right now. It's for you to change your conscious thinking as well as all this behind the background subconscious work that we're doing right now. Even taking this as a mantra and adding for yourself a feeling, a good feeling that money is love. Right? Imagine yourself right now, just in your imagination, as if you can hug the money in some way, like showing the love and appreciation for money, for all it can do for you, for your family, for your friends, for your pets, for your community, for the world. There's so much good. So let's just download that money is good. money is love. And so let's take but there's a belief, a lot of people believe they're just not good with money. So they don't trust themselves to have money, that they may mismanage money or misuse the money or use it for so-called not good purposes, right? So we want to remove all of that, just releasing it, letting go. You don't need it. Allow it to leave. Feel that energy just leaving your body. As if it's just lifting up and off and out, letting it go. Yeah. And would you like to know what it feels like to trust yourself, to know that you are good at managing money? That you can find out anything you need to know about managing money. Just letting this go. Yeah, so let's release all the vows, oaths, decisions you might have ever made that dictate to you, that tell you that you are not worthy of receiving money, that you are not capable, not talented. Anything that would prevent you from owning this energy of money, allowing it within your system. Just let all of that go. Let's release any energetic, mental, emotional ties that exist between you and all of the times when you've turned money away. Okay, now you might be thinking, I've never turned money away, but I'm sure you have. Someone tries to pay you back for something. No, it's okay. Right? That's all turning it away. But they want me to clear that for you, right? Any energetic, mental, emotional ties, so all the times you did not allow money to come in, when you turned it away. Yeah, and part of that is because there's stuff running in the background about how it's not good, right? How it's going to alter you, which is leading right into that belief that money is not spiritual. That it's not spiritual to have money. Just let that go. Spiritual people are so loving. We want to be open to the love. And that's, again, they just keep telling me this is why we want to download you with money is love. Because with that, you can do so much good in the world. And wouldn't that be beautiful? What if we healed the world through this beautiful energy of love and money? Allowing it to function in a way that it's meant to function, to be helpful, to bring good things to you and others. So let's let go of any beliefs that dictate to you that you don't deserve good things. Let's let it go. Let's release all the vows, oaths, decisions that compel you and make you feel that you are not deserving. That you're not deserving of money specifically. That you're not talented enough to receive a lot of money. Let's open you up to know what it feels like to receive an inspiration and act on it. Because Spirit wouldn't send you an inspiration for something you can do that can actually bring you lots of money if you were not capable of doing it. So would you like to know what it feels like to trust yourself, to move on the inspiration that comes to you, knowing, allowing, with the mindset of, if this is coming to me, Spirit sending to me, there's something good to be had from all. So that you can then share that out in the world, right? Again, just freeing money of any of these beliefs that money is evil, that the big corporations are evil. Let's look towards, would you like to know what it feels like to have the insight to be able to see and appreciate all of the good sides of every one of those negative stories you've ever heard? Corporations are bad. Well, they're employing a whole lot of people and they're feeding a whole lot of families, right? So we just came off of Thanksgiving. Let's practice gratitude for all aspects related to money. Would you like to know what it feels like to instinctually take a negative story about money and look for what is to be grateful within there? To be able to notice and see and realize and feel for yourself the good that it does. So there's the belief money is not important. It's not that important. You know what? That has to go. we're just going to pull it, send it to the light. They're saying, yeah, money is important. You know, money is one of those things that helps you in this world because we have this agreement that we receive this green energy. Let's call it that. Whatever form it comes. It's electronic, it's paper, it's gold. Yeah, that it is important because it does help you in your life. So would you like to know what it feels like to allow all the abundance of money to come into your life so you can live a life you love, allowing others to live the life that they love by you holding that container, that energy, that space that proves how money is good in the world. Let's be the catalyst for how to bring this energy of money is good and have that. See, because you cannot change anything for anyone that they don't want to change, but you can influence. So by you holding this high vibration around this energy of money, you open that door for people just walking by to catch the wave, you know, to feel the energy, to have it permeate them in some way so that they too can join in with this flow of abundance. We're talking about money today, but it really is anything. It's an abundance of anything that lights you up, that makes your life better. That's what we're really opening to. But there could be a lot of things that we can consider that to be. And so we want to bring it down to this energy of love. In whatever way that wants to come. And let's go to, okay, there's the bleep, more money, more problems. I've said that. I had to clear that one. You know, more money, more happiness. Okay, we're just going to flip it. More money, more happiness. Again, more love, more good I can do in the world. That's where you want to just shift your focus to all the good that it brings. How about this? More money, more big problems I can help solve, right? Because bigger problems sometimes need a whole lot more money. We know that, right? So let's be a channel for that to come through and solve big problems in the world by having big money. Big money. Okay. And rich people are bad? All right. There may be some bad rich people out there, right? But why do we have to put that label on everybody? There's a lot of good people out there. I know many wealthy people who are always sharing. I have many wealthy people who've helped me out in my life. Just out of the goodness of their heart. They didn't have to help me, but they did because they could, right? So let's look at rich people as caring, loving, sharing, people who can help you step into who you truly are and actually be who you came here to be by helping break down some barriers for you, by being that example of the good that can come from money. Yeah. Let me see what else we have here. Yeah, I probably touched on this, but money can't buy happiness. Well, yes. Let's throw that one out. Lift it, send it to the light. Oh, yeah. So they're saying, you know, money can't buy happiness. No, money can bring a whole lot of happiness. Money can bring happiness. And I'm seeing this image of like, it was kind of like as if, it's almost like they're not birds, but they had wings, like these, like dollar bills of wings flying down actually into my heart. Okay, so that's how it came. Just like this, it's like just like little angels of love. Let's look at it that way. Wow, isn't that a cool picture? Thank you for that one. Okay, and yeah, so actually, I'm kind of going to let it go with that for right now, but I want to take you, I'm just going to, since the visual came, I want to take you through a little tiny bit of a meditation here because we have a little bit of time. So I want you to connect with a subpersonality part of you. So I want you to imagine right now that you're just sitting in this beautiful meadow and make it be the most perfect, or somewhere in nature, and have it be the most beautiful, perfect place for you, the right temperature, the sun is out, maybe you feel the sun on your skin, maybe you smell flowers, trees, grass. Maybe you're seeing butterflies, birds, just this beautiful place. And then you notice there's this mountain off in the distance. And so we're going to call to you right now a subpersonality part of you, a part of you that is trying the best way it knows how to serve you. Only it's running off some old programs, some old patterns, some old beliefs, and it needs to be transformed. So we want to evolve this part of you. So I want you to imagine you're just in this beautiful place, and this part of you, a part of you, maybe you see this part of you as a young child or just some other point in your life, and this part of you, it may not even be the same sex that you are right now. It could be male, it could be female, it could be any age. But it's a part of you representing something in which no longer serves you, something that's holding you back. So you allow this part of you to come closer, and I want you just to look at this part of you. See how it appears, male, female, age, what it's wearing. Maybe you just see it as a color. Maybe just sense it and feel it in some way. You know that it's there. And you just ask this part of you, what is it that you're trying to do for me? Because it is trying to do something good for you. It's just running off some old programs. It needs to be evolved. And so you listen to this part of you, and maybe you just look at it with so much love and compassion for this part of you that just needs to be evolved. So you ask it if it would like to come with you up to the top of that mountain over there. And of course it says yes. And you tell it you want to take it there to transform it into working with you in a way that really supports you. So it lovingly says yes and wants to go with you. And so you can take it by the hand, however you want to do it. You can run, skip, jump. You can imagine just snapping your fingers and being there. However you want to get there to the top of this mountain. I want you to just find yourself there now at the top of this mountain. And you're just looking out far and wide. And you're looking out at your future. And you're telling this subpersonality part of you what it is you want to create in your life. So tell it right now, all the things that you want to create, all the things that you're working on, all of your dreams. Could be in any area of your life. And it's listening to you, telling this story. And then you turn to it and you say, I have a new job for you. And I want you to give this part of you a new job, something it can do for you that will support you in what it is you want to create in your life. Maybe you want it to give you a heads up as to the things that are for your highest good that are coming your way. Could be anything. Maybe you want it to help you to enhance your psychic abilities. Maybe you want it to help you to get your word out to the world. Maybe you want it to help you to stay on purpose. It could be anything. Whatever comes to you, just trust it. And now what we're going to do is call in a master. It's a very high being. Could be Buddha, Jesus, an archangel, someone in spirit who knows what it is you want to create and who was so successful at it when they were here on the earth. So you just call in this master and you invite this master to come over and you take your subpersonality part of you to the master and you leave the subpersonality right there with the master and you step aside. And so you watch the master start to work with your subpersonality, and the master puts his hand over the top of the head of the subpersonality. And as this master is giving this healing to this subpersonality, you notice it start to change and evolve. You notice it start to blossom into something more. And you're just watching with so much love and so much appreciation for this energy work that is being done right here, right now. And then when the master is done, the master takes the subpersonality over to you. And you're once again joined with your subpersonality. And you both thank this master for working with you. And the master leaves. And now you look at your subpersonality and you just hug this personality part of you. It's working so hard for you. And you hold it like a little baby and just nurturing this part of you. And as you do that, you open up your palms, your hands, palms up. And the subpersonality turns and transforms into a symbol that drops right down into your hands. Any symbol, whatever comes to you, just trust, even if it makes no sense. And if you don't get a symbol right now, just know it will come to you at the right time. So you're looking at this symbol, and you're in awe of this. And you take it and you just put it into your heart, merging with this subpersonality who's just been transformed to help you to create all that you want in your life. And you're so grateful and you just feel so filled with love. You take a deep breath and you let it out. And you start to make your way back to that meadow or that place in nature where you were. And again, you can skip, you can fly, you can run, you can, however you imagine, get in there, snapping your fingers, you're back in that meadow. And just feel yourself sitting there in that meadow and just feeling so much fuller, so much more complete, so at one with this new part of you that is so inspired and so ready to help you in your life. So you sit there. You just start to imagine what your life will be like 6 months from now. And as you're sitting there imagining your life 6 months from now, you notice this part of you, your future self, coming close to you. This is a part of you that is your future self that's already created what you want in your life 6 months from now or more. And so you're with this future self. And you're looking at this future self and you can feel the energy this future self is holding of the success you've already achieved. And so you just imagine as you're standing in front of this future self, you imagine this beam of light that's connecting the two of you, joining you together. And within seconds, you feel yourself merged with the future self. You are now that future self, already wearing, already holding the energy of all that you desire. It's already done. And so you feel this energy, this reality, and you take this energy, you know it, this energy, like I'm buzzing so much right now with this connection. Just feel it. This is real. And you just sit in it for a moment, becoming really familiar with this energy. And you thank your future self for showing you, for coming, and for sharing with you what it feels like to already have this desire. And I have head to toe goosebumps, so I know you must be feeling that. And so you thank your future self and you separate from your future self. And once again, you see that line of light connecting from your heart centers. And you know this connection is there. It's not going away. All time exists at the same time. You've just experienced your future. Holding that energy now, knowing that every step you take takes you closer and closer to that desire in your physical now reality, we'll call it. And so I want you to just sit in that energy, really feel it, maybe bottle it up in some kind of a mental image or even putting a word to it that you can use as a trigger to bring this energy to you. Success, love, whatever you want, the desire, whatever word pops in your head, it doesn't have to make sense. Trust that it is the right one that's going to pull to you whenever you say it. This energy of this future desire already existing now. Because that's how we manifest. So just take a deep breath, letting it out. Feeling this energy all around you. And just sitting with that energy, but opening your eyes and looking around the room wherever you are and noticing anything that's different. Maybe colors are brighter, more vibrant. Maybe you feel bigger, like you've expanded outside of your body, like you're more feeling the fullness of who you are. And just stretch it a little bit. Wiggle your fingers, your toes. Start bringing yourself back into the here and now. Really feeling the earth beneath you. Imagining even roots going down into the earth. Really grounding yourself in. Because you really need to have that balance between the heaven energies and the earth energies. We are spirit living in this material world. We need to blend the two, hold them both. Because that grounded energy The deeper you can ground, the further out you can go in this connection with spirit and in creating all of your desires. All right, so that felt really good. I'm going to just leave it there for now and check in with Walt.
That was great. Yeah, and we had quite a slew of people coming through for that. So this has generated quite a bit of interest, and people were sticking around and hearing what you were doing. So good stuff. I want to invite anyone who cares to share in the comments section. If you're listening in the live stream in the Law of Attraction Changed My Life group, share some comments about what it is you were experiencing, or any thoughts that you have about the experience while Linda was leading us in this. And Carlos was definitely into it. I could tell he was just in that Zen place. He was just in it. So I'm going to go to Carlos for a moment first and just get his take. What was it like? What were you experiencing?
Yeah, again, I just kind of get into, as deep a meditation as I can, and then let whatever words are going to speak to me, they'll speak to me. And for me, it was, especially in that guided meditation, really letting go of this thing where this part of me, right, that is can be easily satisfied, okay? And so, which is good. It's been there to help me feel good and to celebrate wins and small wins and those things. But at the same time, sometimes it gets in the way as far as allowing me to go further. Like, I feel good about things before they've even all the way happened, and then maybe I don't even need them to kind of manifest fully. I kind of take the feeling, and maybe that the rest of it kind of drops off. So I kind of changed that, personally into courage, right? And the courage to do the things that are necessary for me to grow in my career, right? And so that can come in many different, forms. And, so that's kind of the symbol that I had in my hand was a lion, and so now that's kind of my thought for that, to continue to, nurture that thought, or that, that new transformative, feeling that it used to be something, again, detrimental. And I really felt it transforming, and now I feel very just courageous and ready to kind of take on the world. So that's kind of what I was going through. And then as far as the money is concerned, really what spoke to me was the unblocking of the deserving. And I think when you said that, giving away money, and I do that a lot. I've done that a lot. And like you said, it's not necessarily just giving away money. This is when you may pay for something extra because it's convenient and you really didn't need to spend that money, or you just kind of frivolously, oh, well, this doesn't matter, or you paid something late knowing that, there was going to be a late fee, and you kind of just said, oh, it doesn't matter. And you kind of, again, those are times where you just give away money that you really shouldn't be giving away. And it's, I think it had something a lot tied into just not deserving it, or not feeling comfortable, having it maybe, and so that was big for me when I was listening to that part of it, to just be very self-aware of that and try to, let that go, So,
what's fun? As you were talking about that, I saw the lion. I totally saw the lion.
Right.
I just knew you were going to say that.
Yeah.
And I found, like, early on, like, I have one of my tattoos, it's a flower, because my future self kind of gave me this flower. And the message was like, stop and smell the roses, enjoy the here and the now, enjoy the journey, kind of a thing. So I put it on my hand so I can always connect to it,
Right.
And I need that little reminder. I find myself off somewhere else. So that's like my trigger. So it could be anything. Like, I could see a really cool, like, lion medallion necklace or something for you,
right.
Like that.
I was thinking of a coin or something like that.
Coin, something like to have in your pocket.
Where I can just have, and just, that's just like a thought.
I'm going to share this, crystal that I'm holding right now, because I just got this one, we're going off on another tangent here, but I programmed these crystals with growing my business and reaching more people, helping more people. Because I've used things like that. Like, this is my trigger. Every time I hold this, I connect to the dream of already being there, of reaching so many more people and helping people to really love their life, because that's what my mission and goal is. And I've created a lot of things by having something that's tangible that you can connect to, that will take you there. So like the meditation, that's how it kind of came out at the end there. That's kind of the purpose of that. So I'm just saying that. Yeah.
To kind of get to create an anchor almost. This is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Some of the comments that we received, Brownon said that was awesome. And Jeffrey, speaking when you were speaking, Carlos, he wrote the comment, thank you so much, and go Carlos. So he liked what you were saying. Beth Ann said, thank you, Linda. That was incredible abundance. I saw my child self. She was about 7. That was an interesting comment. And Beth Ann was the one who sent that email that we read earlier too, which was very cool.
A lot of times they come in around 7, 8 years old, because like that's at a point when we start to realize the world is actually bigger than us, and you're trying to find your place within it, and you start to give your power away even more to things outside of you. So a lot of times when we're healing things, it'll go to that age. I've seen myself as the 8-year-old so many times. Yeah.
Very cool. And then Nasha came in and said, wow, feeling, let's see, I'm going to read it off here because I wrote it badly. Getting back my strength, courage, all the way back like never before. So that was pretty powerful there.
Another courage.
Yeah. Jeffrey said, the belief of nice people finishing last permeates, which kind of ties into the theme that you were describing about how we have these limiting beliefs. And then when you mentioned your crystal, Brownon had to type in, I love my crystals. So she wanted to share her love with you. Good comments there. Really nice. Well, first of all, I wanted to make sure I got our messages in before I forget, because we always want to let people know this is just one of many things that we do here on the LOA Today. Lots of different topics, discussions, all kinds of stuff. And we don't want you to miss any of them. We actually had, we actually had a couple of technical difficulties with prior podcasts. The last 2 that we did before this one, in both cases, we weren't able to live stream because of some technical issues with Facebook. Well, if you're a subscriber, you get all of them. They come automatically all to your smartphone. So please do become a subscriber so you never miss any of these. And plus, they're there for you to play anytime you want to. In fact, Beth Ann's email pointed out how she listens to not only all of them, but she replays some of them. And that's the beauty of having them on a smartphone, because you can just keep playing them anytime you need to. I know this one right here, the one that we just did, particularly your portion where you were leading us in this meditation, that one's going to get a lot of replays, I think. People are going to want to play that one over and over again. But you want to make sure you get them, so become a subscriber. Now, if you're listening in the Facebook group, I did put links in the description for this particular post. But there are other places where you could be listening. You're maybe perhaps on PRN. You could be listening through the website. We post in a variety of different places. So if you're looking at the post, listening to just the audio, or perhaps seeing the video too, and you're not seeing links in the description, just go to the homepage of our website at loatoday.net, and you'll find nice big links there for Android phones and for iPhones and iPads, and just click on your link and it'll walk you right through it. And then do as Nasha's been doing. Nasha's been our greatest supporter in terms of getting the word out there. Please put out in social media that you're listening and that you're enjoying loatoday.net, so that more and more people can be a part of it, get their daily dose of happy. And we love the fact that the folks at the Law of Attraction Change My Life group are happy to have us live stream there, so that's also a good outlet. But we want everyone who listens to keep sharing and sharing and sharing, because, Linda, it's like you were saying, we want to live, and can you imagine what it's like living in a place where everybody is just letting the money flow, where everybody is just letting the energy flow all the time? That's you said that's your big goal. I certainly share that goal. It's a wonderful goal, and I think we can get there. Now,
how about you? Were you able to experience Walter? Or you were
I was going back and forth. I mean, like you said, I had to go monitor things and check on what was going on with the feed and watch what was going on and then try to sink into the meditation and then jump out. And so, yeah, it's a little, I'll be playing this one back myself so I can actually enjoy it in full. But I did enjoy the parts that I actually had like a couple minutes where I could kind of sink into it. I couldn't fully follow all the steps that you were doing just because I had to jump in and out. But, yeah, no, it was very cool though. In fact, like I said, I'm looking forward to replaying it. Oh, by the way, we're also, part of the early part of this particular podcast, the live stream to Facebook got cut off. We caught everything that you did, Linda, but the part before that got cut off. But the whole thing is going to be on YouTube. So there's a channel I've set up on YouTube for all of our podcast videos. So if you missed the first part and you wanted to see the video of that, you'll be able to hook in there as well and pick all that up. So good job. This has been good. We actually have a little time left. We can take questions if anybody has questions. If anybody wants to, you could actually bring up anything. It could be about attracting money. It could be about any issues you're having with the law of attraction. But we've got a panel here that loves to give advice and loves to help people out. So take a moment and if you like, share any questions or challenges or issues or thoughts or feelings or anything that you've been dealing with, because we'd love to help you out with that. And I'm trying to think what else I want to tell about. Well, I do want to tell one other thing. The weather here in the Northeast has been really, really cold, like we talked about early on. And so that led Louise and I to stay home for the Thanksgiving holiday. And we just had Thanksgiving ourselves. A lot of people, get together with family and so forth. So I've heard tales about, 25 people getting together, 50 people getting together and so forth. For us, it was 2. But the nice thing is, even though it was a very, very quiet celebration, it was a great opportunity to just sit and be and to feel being. And when you're in that feel being place, it's very similar to the meditative state that Linda was leading us in a few minutes ago. So I don't know why I think to say that other than, to me, it was a correlation. I mean, Linda, when you were leading through that, I felt like it felt yesterday on Thanksgiving. Yeah. And the thought that kept coming to my mind over and over again, one that doesn't always come to my mind, strangely enough, every Thanksgiving holiday, but it kept coming to my mind, I have a lot to be grateful for. I have a lot to be grateful for. And I'm hoping I can continue to carry that through all the days, because every day should be Thanksgiving from that perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. That energy of gratitude, that's the high vibration, right?
It is.
You can't go wrong there, Things will come to you that you don't even know that are destined for you to have happen, because now you're open for them to come in. That's that thing with when inspiration comes, to just flow with it and not let all the fear of this other stuff get in the way.
I think the holidays
Go ahead.
are great for that walk. Just because, your comment about being, because the holidays is a time where it's like everything's closed usually, yesterday there was stuff open, but everybody's with family. Like there's less expectation on you. You don't have to really think about what work wants from you, what this person, like you just get to, especially when it's, hey, it's just us two. We're not expected to be anywhere. We don't have to be on time. Like all those thoughts that we kind of have just on a daily basis that kind of create, this, you not being present, all those during the holidays are usually, if you're by yourself, I should say. When you have family and stuff coming over, forget about it. That's nice that you were able to experience that.
A few comments have come through that I wanted to share. Nasha said during it she felt like she was on the highest glacier. That's an interesting perspective to have had. And she also was one of the ones that I highlighted as being a great sharer of our podcast. And she said, of course I will. Thank you. It's my pleasure. So we appreciate that, Nasha. Jeffrey says, you are all helping people. And then Nasha and Jeffrey both had questions to raise. Nasha says, what's the best way to take a decision and stick to it for life? What's the best way to take a decision and stick to it for life? You want to take a swing at that one?
Oh, I actually had a good story of the guy, this professor from Harvard. I forget what his name was. Christensen is his last name. But anyways, he was, very into his own religion. I don't remember if he was Episcopalian or something, but he told the story about, he never played sports on Sunday, on Sabbath, and the college champion he went to Oxford, and the championships were on a Sunday, and he said, he decided he wasn't going to play in it, and his coach really wanted to play. So he kind of was like, hey, I'm sure that, God would understand this one time. And so in telling that story, he was trying to get at the point where he said, I made a decision for myself, and once you decide, then there should be no question later on as far as like, oh, if I can do this one time, if I can do it the other time, because if you can't commit, to yourself, there's not really. I'm kind of losing myself. If you can't commit to yourself, like there's nobody else that's going to make that commitment for you. Does that make sense? So if you break it that one time, then there's always going to be another time. There's always going to be like, oh, well, what about for this situation, or what about for that situation? But that's why if you just make the decision. But then also, I don't know exactly what decision you're talking about. So I know that Linda talks about breaking some oaths and things that we've made that kind of blocked us later on. So maybe you don't want to stick for decision for life. But again, I don't know which decision it is. So
this is where I wanted to go. Because for me, the way I would look at it is, of course, you want to stick to whatever it is that is for your highest good. So that could change because we're always growing and evolving. So just what Carlos was just about to say, sometimes there's a reason for something to either turn into something else or even just to switch directions altogether. So I like to keep it open to whatever it is that's for my highest good. And I'm just going to follow that guidance as it comes to me. So I don't know if that helps in any way, because again, we don't know specifically what it is you're asking about. But to allow yourself the freedom to know when to stick with something and when maybe it is time to let it go and evolve it into something that is more for your highest good.
That's good, because ultimately we can choose to ask something to stick, and it's great for us for a while, and then we reach a point where it no longer serves us, and we need to let go of it, like you were leading us to do during the meditation there. So yeah, it's good to be selective about what it is we want to keep and what it is that is more temporary. Jeffrey also asked a couple of questions. Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
I was saying another reason why I say that too is because I know a lot of people who all of a sudden discover, maybe they're in their 50s and they've been in this one career for their whole life, but something is driving them to want to switch careers totally and completely in another direction. So if you have to stay so committed to that one thing, then this other thing that wants to come out of you won't be able to be born, right?
Right.
Because you've got to stick to that one thing, or what, you're a failure? There's so many things that could come in the way. So that's why I like to leave the wiggle room of what is for my highest good, because people, especially with this crowd, we're talking law of attraction people, right? Spiritual awakening is like the next step. It's already happening when you're first learning law of attraction, but it evolves and it grows and evolves and it grows. And as that grows, you start to realize a little bit more where your purpose is actually aligned. And so it might go off into another direction. Well, Carlos just did it, didn't he?
He did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
He left the corporate world to go follow his heart.
That's right.
And heal people through laughter, so.
That's very good. I don't know if we'll be able to have a lot of time to go through it, but Jeffrey had a couple questions, and we have like a minute to do them, so I'll be real quick. He says, do you get people with money issues that also have trouble asking for help? And then as a follow-up, he said, it's hard to feel abundant when we are surrounded by people who display scarcity mindsets. I know that's a lot to cover, but Linda, can you give like a quick answer? What's a quick response?
You can look at it and don't take it in. So you're going to be the master of your own domain. You're going to know where your boundaries are, what you can take in and what you're not. You got to allow people, like without judgment, to be where they are. You don't have to take on their energy. So it's energy boundaries, and then you see their story. Don't make them feel wrong for it, but you don't have to adopt it, and you tell the story you wish to live.
That's a good way to end. That's a great ending point right there. I love that. Because unfortunately we're out of time, but this has been a wonderful session. I want to thank everybody who joined us for the live session here on Facebook's Law of Attraction Changed My Life group. And Carlos, And Linda, Carlos will be talking to you next Tuesday, Linda next Friday. But Carlos, have a great weekend.
You too. Have a good one, guys.
And Linda, you have the same. I hope you have a great week too. I'm sure you will after that session because I mean you just brought so much good juju to yourself. You're just going to be flying, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm flying high.
All right, and we'll see you all.
You guys.
Absolutely, we'll see you all next time here on LOA Today. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye bye.